Where do we go, Chris? What do I do here?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, Unfiltered Nation, the Unfiltered crew? Ladies and gentlemen, it is Scott Goyette and Christopher Rausch here live in person, Newport Beach, California.
Take a picture of ourselves right there.
We're right here live and in person for the very first time doing the Unfiltered Experience, and we appreciate each and every one of you being here Friday night, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As always, we love you guys, and we're so excited to be here tonight together just to be able to convey to you the brotherhood and the family that we've created here with the Unfiltered Experience. And what we truly want to impart upon you guys is the safety of this space and the ability to be vulnerable and the ability to really grow and step outside your comfort zone to really change what it is that's no longer working for you by having these unfiltered conversations. And that's what we're going to have tonight. We're going to have a great conversation with Scott and myself, and to sit here and impart upon you some wisdom that hopefully you'll be able to take and use in your life. Good to see you, man.
I got the picture. It's all real.
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? So one of the things we want to do tonight is this is a great opportunity just to get to know Scott and I. If there's any questions you have about our backgrounds or things we've experienced or just any stupid questions you want to ask us, feel free. This is a community. You guys are our unfiltered crew. We want to make sure that we're here for you and that you guys can ask us anything. Literally, we're open books. We were just talking about that in the car a little bit ago. So anyways, we love you guys. We appreciate you watching either live or on the replay. Love you guys. So how's your vacation going, buddy?
So my vacation is good. There's nothing like, sitting here in Newport. So right now we're actually in Costa Mesa, and Chris has a very solid relationship with Costa Mesa because he's been here part of his life. We're about 5 miles inland of Newport. And so we spent 4 days in Newport, went down the beaches, down the Laguna, really relaxing. Now we're doing 2 days here at it's called the Avenue of the Arts Tribute Marriott. It's funky. It's cool. We got, I don't know what the hell that all means.
That's a long fucking title.
But there's a lot
when
of.
you told me that shit, I was just like, Avenue of the what?
No,
usually it's like the Marriott of Santa
Yeah,
Ana.
Marriott's Costa Mesa. Well, I'm like Avenue of the Arts Tribute Marriott Costa Mesa. It's almost like that person who has 90 last names, and you're like, this person's too annoying to hang out with. Mm-hmm. That's this hotel. But it's cool. There's a lot of
nice.
Everything's purple.
It's beautiful.
So when you come in, instead of a red carpet, they have a purple carpet, and our suite is all purple. I walked in, my mother-in-law goes, "Holy shit, Prince lives here."
I was just thinking that.
Dude, when we walked in, she goes, "This is just like Prince. If Prince had a home," which he of course had a home, but this would be Prince. This is it right here. Mm-hmm. So we're in Princeville right now. Instead of doing that whole thing we explained, we're in Princeville. So one of the things Chris and I wanted to talk about today, because we were trying to decide what's a great topic to chat about today, was vacations. And think about the word vacation. It means to vacate the space that you're currently in. And why do we do that? Because these surroundings right now are completely new to me. There's a lot of purple, there's trees, there's Chris. It's a new space. So whatever it is in the old space that I was sitting in, that I go into the same autopilot, the same patterns, this place gives me an opportunity to get away from whatever I was doing and I was on autopilot and that repeat. So when we talk about vacations, doesn't mean you got to go to Newport, to Costa Mesa. You could even do it just at home. So what are your thoughts about that, Chris? Do I have all this set up right? We're trying to set this up from my computer.
Yeah, it's good.
Everything set?
Somebody, whoever's watching, make some comments. We got Robert in the house. What's up, Robert?
Good to see you. There we go, Robert.
Robert,
thank you,
yes,
Robert.
kick ass. I think it's so important because we were kind of talking about that earlier. Like the vacation, you think about a traditional vacation where you pack up and you spend money and you go escape your life for a week in order to go back to it and find it's still there. I was just talking with a coaching client about that yesterday. But you're right. The ability to vacate our current beliefs that are no longer working for us, mm-hmm. and be able to sit there and I was using the word earlier this week on my show was surrender. Like mm-hmm. how often do we just like surrender or vacate the situation we're in to become the situation we want to become? And I know that's kind of a weird way of saying it, but for me it's like vacating old beliefs. I think about it like taking old boxes, right? We have old shit laying around everywhere, and we look at it like, what have I been saving this for? Yeah. Oh, because it used to serve me. Yeah. I had some purpose with this. And then just like your thoughts and your beliefs, I think you could vacate that, and that freedom and that space that opens up so much more that more people need to vacate.
I agree. And it's funny because I can remember being a little kid, and you'll relate to this, where I'd see all the kids going on vacations. And I'm like, I don't have money to, we're not going to go on big vacations. And my parents were great, like we'd go on, weekend vacations, go see my grandparents. But there were some kids we had a West Peabody, the rich part of town, where kids would fly all over the place to like fancy places like Europe. It's so far away. So vacations to us were, ours were typical normal vacations, if that, and they cost a lot of money. So you're not going to go every year to Disney or whatever. And I remember thinking the idea of vacation was to go to a far off, wild place. And once I get there, I'd do the same thing. I'd sit there, like, let's say we went up to New Hampshire and went to Storyland or someplace where you're supposed to have fun. I'd be thinking, oh crap, did I get my homework done? Oh, I got to do this. Oh my God, if I have too much fun this weekend, I got to, and we'd literally lose the intent of the vacation. We wouldn't vacate and go from one space to another where like this is a new space. We'd sit here and bring all our shit with us. And so one of the things I want to figure out, you know, talk about for everybody is how do we vacate that space and then resonate with this new space? So in other words, do I really need to come to Newport? Do I really need to come to Costa Mesa? Can I just go to a local park that I've never been to? Can I go one town over? Can I spend a few bucks on just a gallon of gas and drive down the road and just look at the water or the mountain or the river or the building or whatever's near me and just look at something in a new way with a new perspective? Because vacating yesterday and creating space to create something new can happen in the space that we're currently in. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. What's up, beautiful people?
Hey guys.
Mark Gassert's in the house.
Hey Mark,
Aaron
thanks
Keith,
for being here,
up?
brother. Peachy,
Jules,
Peachy.
what's up, Jules? I met
Hey,
Jules
Aaron.
in Vegas, I believe.
What's up, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, no, totally.
Hey, Larry.
You really have to. We have to sit there and make an opportunity that, in order to make space for what's new, we have to let go of what's old. And there's the problem of that so many of us hang on to things because of that aspect of certainty. This attitude, this identity has served me to be certain in my outcomes. That way I know I'm safe. It's predictable. I know I have the coping mechanisms for this.
Yep.
And I was just watching, and I encourage you to watch. Have you ever seen The Hero's Journey? Joseph Campbell.
Joseph Campbell's the best. Oh yeah, of course.
The movie.
Yeah.
The movie
I haven't seen the movie, but I know about the book, so no.
No,
so,
the movie.
I gotta watch it.
It's on YouTube.
I'm all about him.
I watched it yesterday. I was talking with a buddy of mine. We were talking about, you know, because like I'm tired of going through the same shit all the time because I've already been through this stuff. I've already failed. Why is God doing this? Why is this? And I said, you need to watch Joseph Campbell, The Hero's Journey. And I said, listen, I tell you what, I'll watch it, you watch it, and we'll talk about it. Because there's that aspect of talking about it. So I flipped it. I just said, you know what? I went, okay, I'll do it next week. And I said, you know what? I got an hour. I can carve out an hour. So I did it yesterday. I threw it up on my big screen, and I sat back, and I was like, there's so many important parts because we all start at home, and we all go out on this adventure, and we all learn things. You think about The Wizard of Oz. You think about Star Wars. The hero leaves home and goes through all these battles, and they come back stronger, and that's why they're the hero, because they've gone through all those trials and tribulations. And when you guys think about it, we've said it here on the show before, when you think about when did you grow the most, you grew the most when you went through fucked up experiences. 100%. You grew the most. You look back and you're like, okay, I don't want to do that again. Trust me, I have lots of experiences, and I know you do. I don't want to go ever through that again. I don't know how I did it, but I did it, and now I'm so thankful that I did it, because now I can help so many other people do it, and it gives me more tools to be able to expand my own journey, because I know my journey is going to have twists and turns. That's the hero's journey. That's what we signed up for, to go in there. So we have to let go of what's no longer working for us. We have to let go of people who are no longer working for us, and really get to a point, Scott, where we talk about it, and you talk about it so much, is we have to learn to love ourselves to be able to let go of that stuff.
And that brings up a beautiful point, because, you know, one of the things that I always teach, you know, I teach business students, and they're usually freshmen or sophomores. And one of the things I always ask them is, you know, what's your vision? We talk about mission, of course, because we talk about purpose and why. They finalize their purpose within the class, because we talk about what's your organizational, your business mission statement, and then your individual mission statement. And then we talk about vision. We always come to that space where I say, you know, how are you going to get to here? Train of thought.
How are you going to get there? You got to have no vision. You have to have
no, I had a really good point.
You have to have the.
So we're outside, by the way, and so it's funny because every once in a while somebody keeps walking by.
Oh my God! Look at her.
No,
dude, she's not wearing anything.
They're literally. I think everyone's leaving and they're walking by this way, and I'm in the easy. We were just talking about the ADD effect, that we're easily distracted people. So as I'm watching them walk by, I'm like, I wonder where they're from. I wonder what they do. It's not a squirrel. It's just a human. It's a human. Hold on, I was going to vision. Bring me back.
So when I think about vision, it's like, yeah, and it relates to this. Again, not having to go anywhere. We have the ability in our mind. We have the creativity in our mind. Again, thinking about, when were we the happiest? When were you the happiest? It was when we were little kids. Yeah. We didn't know about judgment. We didn't know about fear. We didn't have all those hindrances. We just went out and did shit. I see my son doing it. He doesn't think about anything. He's like, I'm going to go do that. We lost that because of all of our caretakers sitting there populating our mind with, oh, don't do that. You might not make it. You might get hurt. You might stay safe, stay predictable, because I did the same thing. And you know, go out and have fun. Get back to that creative space where you can go inside your mind and visualize and see. Remember, you used to look at the catalogs. I used to look at the catalogs of motorcycles, and I was like, I wanted a mini bike so bad. I was like, I just stared at it, and I just imagined myself riding it everywhere. I swear to God. And somewhere I lost that.
You just brought me back. The squirrel came back and it just handed me the nut. The squirrel's back. That person just brought by, I have the nut. I'm going to tell you what I was going to say. That this is the nut of wisdom. You have a
squirrel's nut?
I have a squirrel's nut of wisdom. So here's what I was going to share before. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Cheers. What I was going to share before.
Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers.
Four Eyes is going to read the comments in a minute.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to read the comments. So one of the things my students would always talk about, that's where I was going, was to the students. My students would always say things like, here's my vision, here's my dream, here's where I want to become. And of course, being a business professor, a lot of times it has something to do with monetary value. So it's, I want to be a millionaire, I want to own my own business, I want to be a CEO. So they come up with this dream, we come up with this game plan, and we'll talk about imagination and creativity and what we've got to believe before this can come. So they literally create the image. So no different than Tiger Woods, who's, about to, on a par 3 on the 18th hole of a huge tournament. He sees exactly where he's going to hit the ball. He hits it 5 feet past the hole, trickles back. I would tell my students, visualize what you want. They come up with the vision. They'd be leaning into it for a week, and they'd be telling me, I know what it smells like, what it tastes like, what it feels like to be a millionaire, to own this business, to be the best in the industry. And they believe it, and they're freaking losing their mind. And like clockwork, here's what happens. The universe creates space for them. So 2 days later, that girlfriend or boyfriend who was not supposed to be with them in the beginning, and they talked to me about it. They said, one of the big problems is I live with my girlfriend, my boyfriend, they smoke pot all day, they do nothing, they're this, they're that. And they come up and they're bitching. And they say, I work at Subway, they don't treat me right, whatever. And guess what happens? Their boyfriend or their girlfriend breaks up with them, and they lose their job. And they go, I got to go find another boyfriend, girlfriend, get a job. And I'm like, time out. You are on the vacation. You vacated the space. You have created the space in your being to become everything you want to become. You just told me, and you're going to run back to that safety net, that certain space, that certainty. And in that moment, I know, is this person legit going to change, or are they going to fall and be on autopilot indefinitely? And some students will go, holy shit, this is exactly what I asked for. And they get it. And they go, I'm going to find a way. And I'm like, amen. And they go win a business plan competition, or something falls out of nowhere. Seemingly, the universe spoon-fed it to them. Or they run back and they go, bro, you don't understand. I have to get this job. I got all this shit. And they come, and here's the thing. They're real. So look, we talk about this all the time. Problems become excuses over a course of time. So there's a problem. They could literally say, hey, I've got to pay my rent. I got to do this. What they do is they run back to the same job at even a worse company, making less money, or a crappier boyfriend or girlfriend that just fills in the void to pay the rent. And now we've just downgraded. And then they go, it's just not meant for me. I'm not meant for dreams. And I'm like, I have to go teach the next class next semester. I want to bring you with me, but you don't want to come. And so what I want to challenge you guys, Chris and I both want to challenge you with right now, is the space that's created, that vacation, that vacating space, whether it's a dream and a visualization that you create by going away for a week, or just meditating, or going down to the river, like Chris Farley, you got to go down the river, by the river.
Motivational speaker.
Go down by the river.
My man.
But whatever that is, that space that you create, I promise what's going to happen, it's going to get real scary. So and then this is where you jump. It's going to get real scary. You're going to sit there in a moment, you're going to go, I can't do this. And guess what? That's the feeling that every single human being who's successful has. I can't do this. All right, so Chris forced me to wear this. It didn't really take much. He just said we wear this.
Forced him.
He forced me.
Climbed on a chair.
He goes like this.
And I held his neck.
He goes like this. He goes, will you wear this? And I put it on. So force is a little excessive. So I got that right now. I got no excuses. Go love now and stop. I got it all going on my wrist. But what I wanted you guys to realize is it's going to be scary. It's going to be potentially momentarily miserable. And that
paralyzing. It could
paralyzing. Fear is paralyzing. And then the universe is going to say, this person has the cojones to take the step into this new space and do it. And in that moment is where you're going to become the champion and find your brilliance. And only in that moment. But here's the thing. You can go through your whole life. Watch how simple this is. I'm going to get the new job, get the new boyfriend. You can think that you're upgrading. You're slightly making more money, or this person's a little nicer or whatever. But you're never going after what's in your heart. You're staying up here. You're never vacating the space to find your true brilliance. You will literally die on your deathbed. We've talked about it a million times, the top 5 regrets of the dying. You're going to sit in your deathbed and you're going to say this. Why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? And all it is a moment. And that moment might be 2 days, 3 days, a week, 6 months, a year. I can't define that moment. There's going to be a moment of pain. And if you sit in that pain and that discomfort and that fear, I promise you, like, ignore everything else that Chris and I have said. I promise you, sit in the freaking moment of fear, and you're going to come out on the other side of love, and that's where all the magic is. So that's all I got to say. What do you got?
Fuck, dude, there was like 10 spots.
Sorry, I didn't shut up for a minute. It's the wine.
I was like, there was like 10 spots where I was like, oh, dude, I could
get in. No, get in. Go back.
No, let's.
In.
Why don't you read?
Okay, I'm gonna do some reading. Let's get back up. I'm gonna go do some reading.
But I'm gonna jump off that in a second. But yeah,
you go nuts for a while. I'm gonna shut up after that. I just got a little crazy. So we got hi rock stars, Larry. Thank you so much. And I'm always following you, Larry. I love seeing what you're doing, and you know, I mean, honestly, everything you do is incredible. He's got the water. He's always the one thing that's amazing about Larry that I love is he supports everybody and his positivity. If Larry did nothing in his life, everybody's life. No, I'm not even joking. I'm serious. If he did nothing,
take it easy, Larry.
If Larry just sat in his beautiful backyard working on networking, he's always got something nice to say about everybody else, and that is very well noticed. So, Larry, thank you so much, and that's from the bottom of my heart.
Yep.
Robert, same thing, dude. You show up, you make sure that you're there for us, and we appreciate that.
We do.
And
absolutely.
Jules, so you know Jules, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jules. Comment in the thing below. Did we meet at Mailcom in Vegas when I did the kick-ass?
She might be gone. She said she only has a few minutes. She wanted to check in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she changed her name.
But
yeah, we met there. She came up to me after I did a speaking gig there, and she came up there. She goes, "Oh my God, you moved me so much."
I love it.
And we just became immediate friends. And but she changed her Facebook name, so I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
Probably the same. And then we got Aaron. So Aaron's a super cool guy. Like, we've known him since we started the show because he's good friends with my buddy Alexander, and they've got a podcast together. And it's cool to see Aaron out here, and you're appreciated. And I always like Aaron because he brings on a different perspective. We think very similar, but at the same time, there's a few places we don't, and we'll always poke at each other. And I like that because I know at the end of the day, neither one of us is tied to being right. Both of us are tied to finding the truth, and that's super appreciated.
We all can take a note of that.
Yeah. I'll argue with you all day long, but I don't care really who's right. I care about finding what is right, and I know he subscribes to that same language. Mark, the peachiest guy on the peachiest planet of the peachiest.
Georgia, what's up,
Peachtree, Georgia. Love you, brother. Thanks for being on here. And Aaron has
baseball to the face. This umpire thing.
That's what he loves, baseball. If he's gonna die getting like from something crazy, he wants to get hit from a baseball and die. I'm serious. He loves baseball. Mark loves it. One thing to consider from Aaron, he says, there's a thing called astrocartography, where the overlay planetary influences that affect you on the map of the world to show where and how you would be influenced in different areas. It's free to do. Astro.com. Well, you know I'm going to check.
That was some deep shit that I couldn't even keep up with.
Well, you know I'm going to do it because his buddy Alexander does the human design, and human design is phenomenal. So anything where I'm exploring myself in more depths, I'm open to checking it out because, like I said, it's not about me being right. It's what is right. And if I find something righteous in there, I'm sold and on board. John Gee, what's up, superstar?
John Gee, what's up?
He's saying, what's up, guys? He's here to say hi to us.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
And
want to meet you in person one day, too. I want to meet all you people in person. So invite Scott to your town, and we'll come speak or coach.
Kim said, look over there. She's got to be nearby us. Are they? Are we out? Can we see them?
There's a film crew watching us right now.
So my
live
wife
from New York. It's Saturday night.
My wife's here somewhere, and she's saying, "Look over there." So she probably just walked by us.
Let's get in the comments so I can say something.
Sorry. Hold on. So, for example, if you were looking for a place where you could do the most efficient self-healing, you may want to go there. Chiron influence. Okay, so I understand all that. Let's not go too deep there, but that's some planetary starseed, super awesome, cool stuff.
I just found out we're made from stardust.
Aaron, we cannot get Chris's crib because he's about 48 miles from here in Riverside, California, the home of BMW. Brett Laughlin, I love you, brother. I'm going to say one thing, and you know what I'm going to say. No brainer, bro. We'll tell that story later.
I know it totally bums me out because I thought, when I was driving here, I was like, you could have totally been out to my house. We could have done a show in my studio.
We could have done that too.
But you wanted to relax. That was the point of the vacation. The original.
My vacation, but that would have been a new view too. But you know what? You would have brought your energy from that space where this is new energy for both of us. So we're literally sitting here. It was storming a minute ago. Now we're under an umbrella. This is peaceful. This is new. We got the gym and music behind us. It's perfect. Brett, love you, buddy. I know you're laughing at no brainer because that's what matters. And even better that you met up somewhere else. Exactly. So thanks. All right. So give us your genius. I'm going to sit back and drink some wine. I want some genius for Chris.
No pressure. No pressure. Live in front of the entire audience here in this auditorium. No, there was so many different things, and ultimately it goes back to what is our intention? What is our intention? What is your intention right now in this moment? When I think about that, when I think about vacating and I think about being able to get in a different spot, if my intention right now is to be present in the moment, then I'm doing a disservice to myself by thinking about shit that happened 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
So that intention combined with, you guys have heard us talk about moments, which literally is going to be a tattoo right here. God is my witness. I already got that one.
I would hashtag it.
Yeah.
Go modern day. Hashtag moments.
Put a hashtag mark on there?
Yeah, because why not?
Because someday later when my skin gets wrinkly, it'll look like a swastika or something.
No, it'll be all right.
You're like, what the hell is that dot on your
I don't think your wrist will ever get wrinkly. You'll be all right, man.
No, but see, being intentional about what it is that we're doing now. This is it. Whatever happened 10 minutes ago is all electrical energy in our brain. You can't go back to it. We can't go back to it. So we have to learn to be able to say, okay, what am I intending for this moment? You know, what is the ultimate goal? And so many of us don't really think about what the ultimate goal is. What is your ultimate end game? What is it you want to be remembered for? And then spend every moment between now and then making that happen. Making that happen. And that comes from personal responsibility. Again, going back to the Joseph Campbell story, you have to take responsibility. We have all been in situations where we've been like, fuck, I don't want to make this decision. Jesus. I mean, I've been divorced before. I had to leave my mom in a horrible situation. I have had to make some tough fucking decisions. I had to leave a friend of mine who was overdosing on cocaine. I had to leave him. I got story after story that I've never told. But I've had to make those tough decisions to get where I'm at today. This is the journey. I signed up for this journey. I'm not leaving this journey. I thought about leaving this journey. I tried to leave the journey. The journey wasn't going to let me leave. So now my intention every single day is like, okay, what do you got? What do you got? So I've let go of really the thing that I've noticed the most is the identity. We get so sucked up in who we are being rather than just being. And you have taught me that.
Yeah.
Because I was so caught up in, okay, how is Christopher perceived, and how is this, and how is this? Now I'm just
shit.
Now I'm just me. I'm like, I fucking give a shit, right? I don't. Yeah. It's all good because I've released that, and I've been able to, and like you said to your other point, I want to capture this, that vibrational shit, that stuff where you tell the universe, where you're 3 feet from gold. When you're 3 feet from gold, and you tell the universe, I'm going to jump. And if you guys haven't heard us before talk about Steve Harvey, I just watched it yesterday because I needed to watch it again. 2 minutes, watch it, Steve Harvey jump. Because you're going to jump and it's going to be freaky. It's going to be scary. You're going to be uncertain. Your back is going to get banged up. You're going to see other people doing it. And you're like, why are they doing it? Why am I not doing it? What's wrong with me? You can't focus on that. You got to focus on what it is that we're intending on doing, not what it is that we believe could be a falsity that most of our fears, 98% of our fears, are never materialized. So we have to sit there with the intention as we're going through the storms of our life, the intention that I'm going to get through this, I'm going to grow through this, and whatever I need to learn from this quote unquote failure is another huge milestone in my journey to become the hero that I need to become for myself, not for anybody else. My hero's journey, Scott, is that whenever I croak, and you guys heard me say this, and I will say this every fucking broadcast, whenever I croak, I want somebody to say, fuck, he was living his legacy. Right up until the point he died, he was saying something nice to a stranger. He was doing a show. He was living his legacy. That's my intention every single day. My intention is not to be the person I was. If people saw me from 2 years ago, they would still recognize me. But I think now I'm so much different I wouldn't have that anger and that animosity and that resentment. I've let that stuff go to be able to incorporate more love, because we're all more same than we are different. And once we realize that, that's one of the key components of what we can do to grow ourselves and love ourselves.
Yeah, and that's so one of the beautiful things about that. I want to jump into that literally is, so when we say jump, and when Chris is saying to jump, that literally is saying, let's start living my life from the present moment on. So think about what jump means. When I'm sitting here on the cliff and I say, okay, I'm going to take that jump. I'm going to accept that new space means I might lose the partner, I might lose the job. I'm going to jump, and I'm not going to run back and say, oh, no, that was a bad decision. I make the decision to live in the present moment. So that jump, listen loud and clear, means to live in the present moment. So the things that happened to me yesterday, and I want to address this because this is very important. There's people who your decision of how you choose to heal might be going through therapy, where you're going back and going through the traumatic events and you're reliving those, and that's an option. And I'm never going to disregard that. Your therapy or your way to decide that you're ready to jump might be to take Western medicine, might be Eastern medicine. We'll never denounce that, because your journey is your journey. But I will say this, once you're ready to jump, and once you feel that you've healed enough to say, I'm going to start living in the present moment and my story starts now, if you're ready for that, but it's up to you. Like I'm never, Chris is never, we're not going to say do this now, because if your healing is outside of what we're saying, you've got to heal. But what I will say is, when you're ready and when you feel good about taking that step and saying yesterday is yesterday, but today's Scott, today's Chris, today's any one of you guys who are here today, when you're ready to say the story starts now listen to that. Are you ready to say right now? Are you ready to, are you okay with saying the abuse I took, the problems I had, the way I was dealt with, the things that happened to me? Are you ready to say, I hear that, I see that, I forgive that, I've moved past that, but man, I'm bigger than that, and can you start right this second? And here's the thing, you might not be ready right now, but get to a space where you're ready right now and jump, because the most beautiful moment in your life is when you lean into that jump and say, this is gonna hurt, but you know what's on the other side. All those people who hurt you, all those times you allowed yourself to be hurt, all those people who did something that wasn't right, that'll disappear once you're ready to say the story starts now. And that's a really insanely difficult thing to do for almost all of us. And it could be medicine, it could be therapy, it could be coaching, it could be a momentary decision to say, this is it. This purple world that I'm in right now, this is the new beginning. I'm in Prince and the Revolution doing some Purple Rain, but all jokes aside, if you can make it start right now, it's right now. And I would love to challenge you guys to explore the way to make yourself okay with taking that step and jumping. And all I can say is, once you do it, don't look back, because the universe has you. And I mean that. And there's times where I'm scared shitless and going, am I giving the right advice? When you're ready, the universe has you. That's my advice from the universe and from me.
So with saying that, that was beautiful. What can we share with people who are watching and listening that their perspective is so distorted because of their environment of their life up until now? So they have grown up in a particular environment where everybody around them, and I was just talking to a dear friend of mine about this the other day. He's recognizing this at 26. Thank you very much. 26 years old. He's like, I think like everybody around me because I'm always around the people I'm around. And he goes, I'm starting to wonder if that's what I really think.
Love it.
Because he's been there his entire life. No harm, no foul to anyone who has had this experience. But we challenge you to sit there and think about it. That's what I want your thoughts on. Is like, he's doing this. He's like, do I think differently? I don't know, because I've never had that opportunity to explore that. What are your thoughts on that?
You flawlessly just brought this full circle back to the concept of vacation. So vacating the space that I'm in. So if I'm sitting here, and we can look at NFL players, we can look at actors, we can look at people who become momentarily famous. They're one person or another person. They always say, I'm never gonna leave my homies. I'm a man, or I'm a this, or whatever their word of choice is. They're saying I'm always gonna go back to, because I know who I am. Knowing who you are is actually the exact opposite truth of what you're saying. Because here's the deal. I know what I was, and I know in the evolution who I've become, that in that moment I was something. So in other words, I was a byproduct of everyone I grew up with. So if we were drinking, we were smoking pot, we were chasing girls, we were being stupid, we're kids and we're being stupid. And I don't even know to define it by kids.
We're not doing that tonight, by the way.
No, we're in the purple world. We're in the purple world. We're boring. So if we're sitting here and we're a byproduct of our, like this 26-year-old is talking about, it's very easy to get into that collective mindset, and because we all do it, you know, group thing. You know, Chris and I might act a little bit different than Kim and I, or my mother-in-law, you know, Ellen and I. The group thing is, who is Ellen and I connected to? Is Chris and I connected to? Is Kim and I connected to? And you extend that a little bit. So here's what I would challenge you to do: vacate the space. We just said it. So whether it's go to a park, go to a place, say, what am I really thinking? Like, what do I want? Like, if this whole world, right this second, if this whole world opened up and said I could have anything I want. And so I know our minds will chase to money or cars or whatever. No. If this world could be anything I want, what would it look like? Like, I'll throw some things out there in suggestive selling. I want to see peace. I want to hear dogs running around playing and not wanting to kill each other. I want to see the plants look like they're connecting to one another, and it's just a beautiful world. I want to see the divide heal because both parties find accountability and then say, hey, this is my part in the wrongness, and I want to step in and I want to make amends. I want to see all that. But here's the thing. There's steps that come one before another. And part of that steps is the awakening that we've got to create some space, step away and say, what's my part in this? So here's the deal. I want you to focus on one big word for the rest of this discussion. The word's imagination. You were given an imagination. Listen to the operative word in that. It's image. So I'm creating an image. If I look around me, because Chris's friend's saying, a 26-year-old, if I look around me right now, I can say, I see fighting, I see this, I see that, I see that. My images are all very negative. If I come to purple world, it's purple. So I'm going to have this purple Prince world. But if I go to the world that I imagine, I see that, like, Chris and I can hang out. Other people who look different can hang out. Everyone loves each other because we respect and see the brilliance in one another. So the more I see that, and the more I imagine that, and the more I share that collectively, what do you think happens? If Chris has that vision and we co-create that vision, and you share that vision and we co-create that vision, and that vision, we literally are co-creating this existence. So here's what I would challenge you guys to do. You're 26 and you're sitting in a place you don't want to be in. Jump into a group that's going to co-create a more beautiful world. And you know what will happen? That group will pull you into it. You don't know how. You might say, well, I don't have the qualifications to get a job, or I'm not smart enough, or whatever. Shut up and have the energy to believe in yourself and create use your imagination to create what you want. It's all belief. This is all the same. I'm telling you, this is not rocket science. It's going to take time. You're going to take that jump. You're going to get beat up. Your imagination is going to be a little frazzled because you're going to have this big picture imagination. And you're going to go, oh, I don't know if I can do it. And you're going to back up. The minute you take that beautiful big picture that you want, peaceful world, loving people, everyone helping each other, me having enough to support myself and others, and you start saying that again and again, you know what it smells like, it tastes like, it feels like, that's going to become your reality. Period. There's no questions asked. There's not even an argument. I won't even accept the argument. You're going to say something like, but you don't know my situation. Right there, you're right. If I don't know your situation, it's going to be bad because you're right. If you say 100%, if you say it, you're right. If you say, Scott, I'm changing my ways today, I'm going to imagine this beautiful world, I'm going to create it, you're also right. So choose. Just choose. I mean, it's that simple, and that's hard, because the longer you've been waiting, the more resistance you'll see initially. So when you jump, you'll get hit by a few more rocks, and you'll beg to climb back up that cliff. I already guarantee it. You're going to say, they were wrong, you don't know me. If that's the case, then you're right. If you start falling and going, hurts my knees, but I'm too tough to I'm not turning back, you're also right, and you will win. I promise you. So finish us up, Chris. Give us something.
What kind of comments we got?
Let's see. We got a lot of beautiful Glenda.
Yeah,
let's get up there.
Thank you guys all for being here. No, I got a lot to say. Yeah, I mean, you're just like, there's so many different jumping off points. I'm like so proud of myself because I always want to interrupt, like, oh yeah, and oh yeah, and oh yeah. So I've done a very good job in my own growth of being able to shut up and just listen.
All right, so we got a lot of beautiful comments from Glenda, Jean-Guy, Glenda. So let's see, Andrea, she was saying, hey guys, Jean-Guy, again, definitely read. We need to meet up in person, 1000%. Robert, love you, brother. I love the determination. You know, we're all on the journey together. You are on cue right there. Love and peace. Lots of beauty from Glenda again. And my brother Paul says, sup with way too many P's, brothers. It's good. Thanks, Paul. Oh, he also brought up aliens. He just wrote aliens, so he wants to let us know that he likes aliens. And yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with him.
They're living amongst us.
I'll explain about that
so
later.
how can we wrap this all up? I
want you to do it. You do this.
It's not about us. It's not about us. What it's about is the next generation and the generation after that. We all have an opportunity where we sit today to not think about ourselves, to not look at the selfish part of our existence to say, I need to accomplish this to be remembered for something. We're here for a fucking nanosecond. Look at the span of time. We are here for a nanosecond. We're worried about what somebody's going to think if we go for something. We're worried about somebody who's going to think if we end a marriage. Oh, I'll stay in this miserable relationship until my mom dies so then I can get divorced and then I can finally live my life. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. We have to start accepting responsibility for where we're at now, start healing ourselves and start healing one another so that the next generation doesn't go, what did the fucking people of 2020 do to our world? I saw stories of Leave It to Beaver, then it became fucking massacre because people were upset about wearing a mask and getting a vaccination. What did you guys do to our world? Why do we have to repair it? That goes in my mind. I look at my son and I think, God, is he gonna be like, Dad, what did you guys do? I can see him as like a 35-year-old man, and I'm sitting here as old fucker. You're like, Dad, what all did you adults do with our world? So we all have a personal responsibility, especially if we have children. I don't care how fucking old they are. We have a responsibility to say, am I setting the example for my son or for my daughter or for the people that are around me that I'm going to be proud of if I die tomorrow? What is my legacy? What is my intention? Again, going back to that, we have a responsibility not to fuck our planet over. We have a responsibility to leave this place better than we are and better than it was when we got here. Think about when you go to a park, you go to somebody's house. What do? My intention when I go to somebody's house and I hang out there, my intention is that their house looks better than when I got there.
Yeah. Because
I respect that, because we have respect for what it is. We're here for a nanosecond of time. How about let's leave it for a future generation so that they don't inherit a bunch of crap. But to that point, it's all about where you're at in the journey. You have the ability in any second to say, I'm done. I've proven it myself. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Fucking A, it's worth it. It's so worth it to be able to let go and be able to sit there and say, I surrendered that. It has happened for me. All that stuff has got me to this point. I can choose to still be a victim because it serves me, and I can still play the Sunday game, or I can sit there and decide today that, you know what, I can change my actions by the little things that I do, by saying hi to somebody, by going out there being nice. If I have a little extra money, maybe I could donate something. Maybe I can collect sleeping bags for the homeless. Maybe there's something that I can do that contributes to this world that makes it a better place for who I am. And I set that example for somebody else. And again, to your point, we create that ripple effect that says, hey, listen, we care about this planet. We care about each other. It's not about greed. I'm so fucking sick of people sitting there saying, I need this much money. Who needs a house with 13 bedrooms and 26 bathrooms? Fuck you. There's people starving. We don't need all the stuff we have. We have ability to give. We have ability to share. We have ability to rehabilitate this world. And I know that's a huge, huge ask, but we can all do it individually in our own little ways by starting with ourselves.
1000%. And I think the easiest thing that we can do right now is look at our children. You know, Chris's point is right. It was right on. One of the things that I always talk to my class about is I say, who's the stupidest person in this room? And I do that just to, you know, kind of get them thinking. You know, it's probably not the best word to use, but I tell them the stupidest person in the room is me because I'm the furthest from source. So at 50 years old, I'm not, you know, if I live to be 100 from when I was born to the day I die, I'm smack dab in the middle. So all of these ideas and belief systems have been thrown upon me. So all of this BS has been built into who I am. So my identity is probably the most fluffy and the most BS. It's not closest to source. Wherever I came from in the spirit realm, that's the purity of what I am. So these kids, by nature, if they're 18 years old, are, I don't want to say smarter than me, but I want to say more lucid than me, more able to see what's coming and make good decisions and find their brilliance. So here's what I would challenge adults to do, and I'm going to echo what Chris said, and I'd love to finish with this, is stop telling kids what's wrong. Stop telling kids you need to do this because it's the way I did it. And I would say this very simply: listen to the kids, try not to yell at them, try to fall in love with them, try to realize that they're going to be here after us leading the path, and ask them more questions. Ask them, like, what do you think we should do? How can we be better? Because here's the deal: we're not doing that well right now. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. And I'm saying this: a lot of systems have come together that are ready to implode. And I think that's the beauty. So we're sitting here in a space, there's going to be mass chaos before there's the beauty that's going to come after that. So we're doing a collective jump. We're sitting on the edge. We're getting banged up right now, and all the beauty's coming. We're starting to get in the present moment. Get in the present moment, fall in love with your kids, listen to them, trust them. That's what I would share, because I think that's the vacation we all need. Vacate from yesterday's beliefs, fall in love with the beliefs of the kids of tomorrow. Stop saying they're lazy, stop saying they don't know. Listen to them, because the world's going to be a better place with them and not us leading. I promise.
High five. We get a high five in person.
That was fun. It's way more fun in person because we usually run off to our own kitchens.
Yeah. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we appreciate and love each and every one of you. If this speaks to you and you're in a situation where you're challenged, please reach out to Scott and myself. We're happy to help with you and talk with you and understand your situation, because if we understand your situation, we can help other people through these messages, help them understand their situation. So that's our gift, that's our pledge to you, because you guys are family. And we just ask you to go check out www.theunfilteredexperience.com. Again, www.theunfilteredexperience.com. Go check out our website. It's all cool. You can get links to our past shows. We appreciate you guys. Go on the Facebook page, join us there for the conversation. Let us know what topics you guys want us to talk about. If there's guests, if you've seen other guests on other podcasts or other shows, and you're like, man, that person would totally just dig on, send them our way. We would love to have them here on the Unfiltered Experience. And we love and appreciate each and every one of you. So here's my last thing. Whatever value you got out of this particular conversation, please make a comment. And please make a promise to yourself with that comment that you're going to stick to that and you're going to move forward with making a difference in your life today. As small as it could possibly be. As small as it could possibly be. Put the comment down there of what you learn, what you gain, and commit to that, all right? Go out there, be the change you want to see. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We're going to go back and look through the comments and just go out there, have a magnificent weekend. We're going to have some drinks and have some fun. We'll see you next time here on the Unfiltered Experience. We love you guys. Peace out.
Love you. Have a beautiful weekend.
Peace.